Okay, Ty, we are live on Get Setup. I have made you the host. You can make me co-host now.
Will do.
Thank you.
You should be co-host now.
Yeah.
And I'm ready to go.
Thank you. I'm just clicking the record button, but I'll pause it. Once you start sharing the slides, I'll click on to the play.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah.
Poo trick? Seriously, poo trick.
We'll admit them exact on time.
Okay. Hi, people. Hi, Pat and Karen.
Hello.
Melinda.
Hey, Ty.
I see Susan and Anna and Cindy and Poo Trick. That's an interesting name. Deepak and Nick. Do you guys, are you old enough to remember the romper room? I think it was the romper room lady who would hold up a magnifying glass and look through it and go, I see Karen and I see Melinda. Remember that? I kind of feel like that. You know, I see Susan. I see Anna. It's like, oh, geez, it takes me way back to my childhood. That was 100 years ago.
I watched Captain Kangaroo and Howdy Doody.
Oh, you know, I just watched some.
Too.
I just watched some reruns of Howdy Doody. They were on one of the special channels. So I actually literally watched like a season of Howdy Doody and realized and I realized how bad it really was. But you know, Clarabelle on Howdy Doody was Captain Kangaroo.
Really?
Yeah, same actor, Bob Keeshan. Yep, he went on. So there's your tip for today.
Remember is plunk your magic twanger, Froggy.
Excuse me.
Were you a member of the Peanut Gallery?
Oh yeah, I wanted to be. I never made it there. Okay, let me get some slides up and we'll get moving on this game show. Let's see. Okay. No, you're not at Howdy Doody, even though the conversation made it sound like it. You're at Tai Chi for beginners.
You need a horn. I
need a horn. Oh yeah, clown. Honk. Yeah. We're here to study the Sung style 12 forms. My name is Ty, and I live in a town called Lake Mary, Florida. It's a suburb of Orlando, not too far from Disney World. That helps people pinpoint it. I have an education in biology and psychology and computer science, and I had a career in various capacities that ended up eventually me becoming a consultant to medical centers on how to use their computer system. Traveled around teaching classes, which I fell in love with teaching and sharing information that I had with others. This led me right into my retirement where I wanted to teach yoga, Tai Chi, Qigong, and fitness. And so that's what I'm doing on Get Set Up, which led us into Tai Chi for today, because I'm here to guide you through the Sung style Tai Chi forms. I'm going to work with you to learn the mechanics and take you through a little bit of practice with those mechanics and hopefully promote you to do a little bit of practice at home so that more quickly you will develop a mind-body connection for those moves and not have to think so much about the mechanics. You're going to do it even if you just come to class. But if you do take time, maybe 5 minutes a day for a home practice, it'll come faster. But that's my job to guide you. Okay, Get Set Up is a great platform. It brings seniors together with other seniors so we can learn from each other. We have decades of experience and knowledge. Some of it sort of minuta, such as who played Clarabelle the Clown, you know. But you know what? We enjoy that sort of transferring data and information too. Now, for this class, since it's a movement class, ideally I can see you. You have your camera on. But if you don't want to turn it on, that's acceptable too. But maybe at some future class, you will be comfortable enough to turn the camera on and share with us. Our TA today is Victor. Victor's very conscientious. So if you need any, if you have any questions about that are technically oriented about Zoom or the session or even get set up, please put your questions in the chat, and Victor will jump forward and see if he can help you with it. He also may be proactive and throw some information at you in chat. So you may want to check chat every once in a while. He will be making a recording of the class. So if you want a copy of that after class, just email help@getsetup.io, and they'll set you up. If you didn't make it in today and you're here if you didn't make it by registration today and you're in by live stream, I'm so glad you made the effort to come that way. But hopefully you'll be able to find a class in the future and register and join us interactively. Now, Get Set Up is not paid to promote any specific products. This is the important slide. So this is like the when you're on the flight and there's the flight attendant talking about safety. This is that talk, but the difference is you pay attention to this one. We don't pay attention on the flights, but here today you need to pay attention because I expect you to have spoken to your physician about movement and exercise programs and tell your physician Tai Chi. Most of them, I've never met one who didn't, would say Tai Chi, yeah, jump in, do it. But they might say with this limitation because you have a health condition or you're on a medication, they may say do the Tai Chi, but do it seated. You know, do the Tai Chi, but don't do it more than 10 minutes. Follow those rules, whatever your doctor said. Next, pay attention to what your body's telling you during the class. Pay very close attention to what your body's telling you during the class. And if it tells you to slow down, if it tells you to stop, if it tells you to take a breath, do it. Those are the rules. Now, number 3 rule is you can pay attention to me, whatever I'm guiding you through. With the doctor first, your body second, me third. There's 3 basic forms that we're going to be doing in our sessions called Universal Posture Wuji, Commencement Form, and Open and Close Form. I covered these in the intro class, the Tai Chi, why it's great for seniors. If you haven't taken that class, I highly recommend you jump into it one time at least. That's all you need is one time because it's going to give you a little bit of history, a little bit of structure, and we're going to work on these 3 forms to prepare you for classes like today's. Now, the Sung 12, it's spelled Sun, pronounced Sung. The Sung 12 forms is named that way because there's 12 unique forms in it. Now, I break that down. I split it in half, and I call one the single whip sequence because the first form in it is called the single whip. And then I break it into another 6 called the brush the knee because the first form in that sequence is called brush the knee. Basically, you've got 6 forms in each one to add up to 12. If you notice the screen, I've got right and left. That's because each one of these is done 2 directions. We learn it to the right, we learn it to the left. So today I'm going to, I forgot which one I'm doing today. Let me look at my notes. Today we're doing brush the knee. Yep. So we're studying brush the knee today. I try to flip back and forth each class. And I did single whip at the last class. So today we're going to do brush the knee. We're going to learn and practice it. Now, a few basic rules dealing with your practice. Some of these apply to your practice at home, if you should so choose to do one. Some of them apply to home and class. But in general, do only what you're comfortable with. There's listening to your body. Only what you're capable of doing. It's listening to your doctor as well. Wear comfortable clothing. Something loose, so you don't want to be restricted as you move. Flat, well-fitting shoes. Tennis shoes, deck shoes, Tai Chi shoes. They're specialty shoes you can buy. They're not very expensive online. I don't recommend barefooted, even though I know we've got a couple of people who like to do their Tai Chi barefooted, and that's your personal decision. Personally, I think the structure of a shoe does help in Tai Chi. Do not practice if you're really hungry or immediately after a meal. You don't want your stomach interfering with your practice in either way. Always listen to your body. I can't stress that enough. Take rest periods as needed and stop if you feel any pain, because pain is not gain. I don't care what they say at the gym. Pain is not gain. When we stress our muscles, we stress our joints lightly, they build. When we feel pain, they damage. We do not want damage. Always stay in your comfort zone. And there's 3 factors to your comfort zone. One is, what is the level of exertion? How much do you want to do today in class? Your range of motion. How far do you want to move? How far do you want to reach? And the length of the practice. Are you up for 5 minutes? Or are you up for 30 minutes? So always say what's in your comfort zone at each practice session. As you get used to the mechanics of these forms, learn to move slowly. Make it flow in a smooth fashion as much as you're able. And that's going to evolve with your practice. Day 1, you're not going to be very smooth, but over time, in a few weeks, you'll be surprised how easily you can flow through the motions and how much more slowly you can go when you're thinking less about the mechanics. Keep breathing. Don't hold your breath. Let it be natural. Make it an easy breath. As you develop in your practice, start minimizing the amount of effort that you put into the movements. The muscular strength you put into your arms and your shoulders, start reducing it and using only the minimum. That's relaxation. A little trick that we use is we consider the air around us to be somewhat thick, kind of like a thick fog or a dense air. Though still comfortable and cool, it's nothing that wants to make us feel enclosed at all. It's just a little dense so that we feel like we're swimming through the air. We feel the air on our arms and on our hands. And you might even feel just a gentle pressure. Now, if that visualization bothers you, don't do it. Overall, just in your Tai Chi practice, learn to let go. Learn the lesson that less is always more. And in Tai Chi, never hurry. We have 8 major guidelines we follow in Tai Chi. I'm going to stress one in each session. And I think lately I've been focusing heavily on postural alignment because I forgot to change the slides. So I think today we're still on postural alignment. I'll move to a different one in the next class. But this is a big one.
Ty, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Can you make me a host? I think there's an issue with the live session.
Make you host?
Yeah, I'll be making you the co-host for screen sharing. Yeah.
Give me just a minute. I have to figure out where that option is. Let me stop sharing for a minute so I can find the participant screen. There we are. Okay, Victor, your host.
Oh, sorry for the interruption. Thank you.
I'm gonna turn you over to the learners and let them crucify you. That was a joke. Okay, let me get back to. Okay, let's talk postural alignment. Very simple. Stand up straight, head over the torso. The torso and the head is one unit. They move together. As the eyes follow the hand, the head and torso turn together. It's not turning in the knees. It's turning above the waist, keeping that torso straight. A nice erect spine. And we'll be talking about that in class. So now it's time to actually do some practice. I don't care whether you're standing or seated, or if you choose to stand with a chair handy for support or for the option to sit down. Do what serves you the best. Never hurts to have a chair handy in case you change your mind during class. And I do highly recommend that you have water available. If you didn't bring it today, you may want to go grab it or just bring it to the next session. But during your home practice, always have water available. So with that being said, let's move some things around. I'm going to spotlight me so that I'm big on your screen. I'm going to change my camera so that you get a better perspective. Oh, I forgot to start some music. Let's get some music going. I'm going to turn that music up to maximum because it's very soft today. And if it gets too loud, let me know. That's the maximum there, but it's just a very soft music. So it may play soft for you. Okay. If you care to come standing, if you're seated and you're going to stay seated, just sit up straight. If you remember your Wuji, stand tall, relax your body, soften the knees. See how I'm just softening. I'm not bending, I'm not squatting, just a little soft, little bounce in the knees. Your feet are basically hips width apart, but some of us might need a little more space. So if you need a little more separation for balance, stability, take it. Allow those arms to just hang. They can hang forward a little, or they can hang to the side. And start breathing into your belly. Let your breath just flow into your belly. We call that diaphragmatic breathing or abdominal breath. It's very relaxing. You actually take in more air, therefore get a little more oxygen with this sort of breath. Now I just want you to take your weight and bring it over to one foot. Now I'm leaning to my left foot. If you're mirroring me, it's your right foot. So, and then go to the other. And I just want you to notice the sensation. As you go from one foot to the other, just notice how you feel that weight transition. I imagine an imaginary line right there in the middle of my body, and that line is shifting over to my kneecap, coming back to the center, coming over to the other kneecap. It's your center of gravity. It's tilting as you shift your weight. Becoming aware of that is very important, and maintaining it is important with your posture. For example, this is good postural alignment, but if I'm leaning, then I'm out of balance. No matter what I do, when I'm leaning, I'm out of balance. I'm endangering myself. A step could make me lose balance and fall over. So I want nice postural alignment, soft knees, and I'm tilting my weight. The weight goes to one foot. And the reason we do that, there's a special way of stepping in Tai Chi. I call it safe stepping, because we don't step by lifting the foot and putting it out and falling into the step. That's the way humans walk. It's just the way we walk. We kind of fall into the step and we grab ourselves, and we're good at it. But in Tai Chi, we don't lift the foot until the weight is on the other foot. So you bring your weight to one foot, then you can lift the other foot safely. That's a safe lift. If you tried that in a normal human walk, you'd fall over. But you bring the weight, in this case, I'm bringing it to my right foot. And I wouldn't recommend you mirroring me right now. I'd recommend you doing the opposite. So take your weight to the right foot, lift the left foot and take that heel and put down on the floor, and then step into it. That's a safe step. Weight to the right foot, step out. When the weight goes to the left foot, then you can safely lift the right foot. We did this for we did this quite a bit in why Tai Chi is great for seniors. So this is the footwork for the commencement form. Let's do some arm work to associate to it. In commencement, you rotate the shoulders. The hands come up to about the chest height, and then they come down. You pull your hands toward your belly button. Bring the hands up the chest. Reach the hands out, about 70% of your reach. And then you bend the elbows and bring it back to heart center, where you open the hands and you close the hands. That's a pulsing, open and close. So let's put that together. Find your Wuji, stand tall, relax the knees, the shoulders, and breathe. That's a real condensed directions for Wuji. For commencement, you're going to rotate the shoulders, bringing the hands up. The elbows are soft, the wrist is soft, the hands kind of dangle, and then they come down. They come toward your belly button, which we call an energy center called the Dantian. As the hands come up the chest, bring your weight to the right foot. Then step out with the left. Reach forward. Bring the other right foot, or the right foot, to join the left. Elbows down.
Ty, sorry to interrupt you. Actually, we have a query from the people. Like the music is coming through with vibrating. Yeah, it's happening. Can you check the music?
It's coming through with what?
Like Deborah says something vibrating. It's uncomfortable to listen.
Okay, let me just stop it. That'll be the best thing for today. It's manufactured music. Okay, thanks for that update. Good to know that for future. Okay, let's come back to our Wuji. Rotate the shoulders, bring the hands up. Draw a U. The hands come up the chest as you bring your weight to the right foot and you step out with the left. When you get your balance and your weight on the left foot, bring that right foot to join the left. Bring the elbows down. Open and close. That brings us to the sequence for today, brush the knee. So for the practice today, we're going to start with that open and close form, and we're going to stop at the open and close form, and we're going to do the brush the knee sequence in between. So find your Wuji, and your hand is at heart center. Open and close. I got something in my eye. Bear with me just a moment. Open and close. Brush the knee. Now, I'm going to be doing brush the knee right. You may mirror me and do it to the left. That's fine. I'm going to take the weight and I'm going to go to my left foot, which for me is here. I'm going to turn my torso 90 degrees to the right. And I'm going to take that right foot and I'm going to step out. So my feet are sort of pointing in two directions now. And I'm going to bring my foot down, start putting my weight on that right foot. And then I'm going to step on the right foot and correct the left foot. Let's do that again. Open and close. Weight to the left foot. Step out to the right, 90 degrees. Bring the weight down on the right foot and correct the left foot. So they're both pointing in the same direction. One more time. Open and close. Weight to left foot. Step out to the right, heel toe, correct that back foot, and bring the weight back to the back foot. Okay, that's the lower body part of brush the knee. Now for the upper body part, you bring the left hand forward. Well, it's hard to see with my pale skin and white wall, but the left hand comes forward. You're staring at your palm. And then the hand comes toward your face, and the head and the palm both turn to the right, and the palm pushes out. So you're looking at the back of your hand there. So it's like palm forward, looking at the palm, palm toward the face, turn the face, and look to the right. Let's do that with the feet. Open and close. Brush the knee. The palm goes forward. Weight goes to the left foot. So my left palm is in front of me. I'm looking at it. My weight's on the left foot. The palm comes toward my face. The face and the palm both turn to the right as I step out to the right. And then the palm pushes away over that right knee. Weight on the right foot. I correct the back foot, and they're both pointing in the same direction. Let me do that in a more smooth fashion and show you what it looks like. Open, close. I'm going to continue in the sequence just to show you what we're practicing today. This is play the lute. Then we parry. We take a step and we parry. We take a step and we punch. We close or block, push the mountain, and we come back forward. That is our sequence for today. So I'm going to demo it with my back to you. You can follow. So find your Wuji, and we're going to open and close. Now this time my directions should match your directions. So I'm bringing my weight to my left foot. My left hand is forward. I'm looking at my left palm as my arm is extended. I'm turning my torso to the right and stepping out. The left palm comes toward my face, goes out over the right knee. My weight's on the right foot, so I'm going to correct that left foot and bring my weight back on it. Let's do that again. Find your Wuji. Open and close. Weight to your left foot. Left hand goes in front of you. Turn to the right, step out. Left hand comes in and that palm pushes away. Bring your weight. Your weight is on the right foot, so correct that back foot and bring your weight back to that back foot. You'll find that in Tai Chi, we do a lot of rocking on the feet. We go to one foot and then we go to the other. So that rocking motion is very common. Sometimes it's side to side. This time it's forward and back. Noticing I'm touching the wall to keep my balance here. If you don't have a chair, but you have a wall, it's kind of very handy when you need a little extra balance. So find your Wuji, open and close. Left hand goes forward. I'm looking at the palm. Weight to the left foot. Step out to on the right foot, heel toe, and that palm comes toward the face, out over the right knee. Correct that left foot and bring your weight back on it. Let's move on to the next form, which is play the lute. Open and close, brush the knee right. Weight to the left foot, palm forward, step out, brush the left hand over the right knee, correct the back foot and as you bring your weight to the back foot, take that left hand and turn it inward. So you pushed away over the right knee. Now turn that palm inward, bring the other hand up and have it point toward the other palm, and they're going to pass each other on a diagonal. That's called playing the lute. That's all it is playing the lute. It's like you're playing a small harp. So the hands just pass each other, facing side to side. Let's do that. I'm going to do it with my back to you. That seems to be better for you guys. Open and close. Weight goes to the left foot. Left palm goes forward. Step out to the right. Left palm comes in toward the face and goes out over the right knee. Your weight's on the right foot, so lift and correct that left foot. Bring the weight back on the left foot and play the lute. This takes your right hand high and your left hand low. Now from play the lute, we're going to flip the hands in a different way. We're going to take that upper hand, the one that's higher, and flip it down facing the floor. We're going to take the other hand, flip it facing the ceiling, and then they're going to pass each other again, but facing in this direction. And this is called parry. So we played the lute side by side, and then we're going to parry up and down. Let's try that. I'm going to do it once facing you, and then I'm going to turn around. So open and close. Brush the knee right. Step out to the right. Left palm comes out and goes over the right knee. Correct that back foot. Bring the weight to the back foot and play the lute. The right hand goes high. The left hand comes toward your belly button. Turn the palms up and down. The upper palm faces down. The lower palm faces up. As you step and put your weight to the right foot, the left palm parries under the right palm. Take a step with that left foot, just a small step, and you're going to flip the hands. The upper hand flips face down. The lower hand flips face up, and you parry the opposite direction. So let me show you that in sequence. Open and close. Brush the knee, stepping to the right, brushing the left hand over the right knee, adjusting my back foot, bringing my weight to the back foot. I play the lute. As I step to the right foot, my left hand parries under the right hand. I take a step with the left foot, flip the hands. My right hand parries under the left hand. Let me turn my back to you so you can do it with me. Open and close. Brush the knee right. I'm stepping out on the right foot and I'm brushing the left hand over the right knee. Correcting that back foot, bringing my weight to the back foot. I play the lute, which sends my right hand high and my left hand low. I'm going to flip those to where my right hand is now facing down. My left palm is facing up. As I bring my weight to the right foot, the left hand goes under the right hand. My weight's on the right foot. I'm going to take a step with the left. Flip those hands. My left palm is down. My right palm is up. As I bring my weight to the left foot, I'm going to parry right under left. And then I'm going to take another step with the right foot. Let's do that again. I'm going to slow that down a bit. Open and close. Single whip to the right. Weight goes to your left foot. Left hand goes forward and you're looking at the palm. The palm starts coming towards your face as your face starts turning to the right because your torso is turning to the right so you can step out. And then the hand misses the face and turns to the right and you push out over that right knee. That takes your weight to the right foot. Still maintaining a good posture. Correct that back foot so that they're both pointing to the side. Both feet are pointing to the side. As you bring the weight to the back foot, the right toe kind of comes up in the air when you're doing this. That's that rock I mentioned. As you rock back on the left foot, the right toe comes up, palms face each other, and you play the lute. The right hand goes high, the left hand goes low. Step to that right foot, and as you take that step, flip the right palm facing down, the lower left palm facing up, and the left palm goes under the right as you parry. Now your weight should be on the right foot, so take a step with the left. As you put the weight on the left foot, let's flip those hands. The upper left hand faces down, the lower right hand faces up, and you parry right under left. And then take a step. I think I did that wrong. Let's try that again. So busy describing, I think I may have done it wrong. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Play the lute. Parry left under right. Parry right under left. No, I did it right. And then we'll do a punch, which I haven't explained yet. Let's talk punch. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Weight to the left foot. Left hand forward. Brush left hand over right knee. Your weight's on the right foot. Correct that left foot and rock back on the left foot as you play the lute. Right hand goes high, left hand goes low. As you rock your weight to the right foot, parry left hand under right. Take a step with the left foot, flip the hands and parry right under left. Take a step with the other foot, make a fist, and your left fist passes the right wrist and rest on it. They just rest. So you just make a fist and rest that left one on the right. It's not really a punch, even though we call it a punch. It's just a bring the fist up there and rest it. Let's try that again. Open and close. Brush the knee. Bring your weight on the back foot and play the lute. Step on that forward foot and parry one hand under the other. Flip the hands, take a step with the left foot, parry one hand under the other. Take a step, back hand comes up and rest on the wrist of the right one. I'm going to slow that down with my back to you. Open and close. Weight to your left foot. Left hand goes forward and you're looking at the back of the palm, or you're looking at the palm. By the way, your right hand just sort of drifts down while you're doing that. So it's open and close. Left palm forward, right palm just drifts down. As you step to the right, that left palm has come in. The palm and your face both have faced out toward the right knee and pushed out. The palm pushes out. Your face stays exactly where it was. And then you correct the left foot. And as you bring the weight back to the left foot, you parry. I'm sorry, you play the lute, which brings the right hand high and the left hand low. We're going to rock our weight to the right foot as we take a step, and we're going to parry the left hand under the right. Take a step with the left foot and parry the right under the left. Take a step with the right foot and punch. left fist, or take the left wrist and lay it on top of the right wrist with both hands in a soft fist. Let me get a sip of water. I'm drying out. Okay. Oh, making good time. Open and close. Brush the knee right. Bring your weight to the back foot and play the lute. Parry with a step. Parry with a step. And punch. Notice how the weight kept shifting back and forth. Let's do that again and let me talk about the weight shifting. Open and close. The weight to the left foot. The weight to the right foot. The weight to the left foot. The weight to the right foot. The weight to the right foot. I mean left foot, sorry. And then the weight to the right foot. Notice how your weight constantly was shifting safely between the feet. Open and close, single whip right, weight to the left foot, weight to the right foot, weight to the left foot, weight to the right foot, weight to the left foot, weight to the right foot. The whole time with good posture, you've been taking these very safe steps, which is one way that Tai Chi trains us to stay in balance, mentally and physically. So, open and close, weight. I'm taking the weight to this foot. I'm stepping out with the other foot, bringing my weight back on the original foot, playing the lute, stepping onto the second foot, parry, take a step with the first foot and parry, take a step with the second foot and punch. Now from punch, we've got our weight on that forward foot. So we're going to rock back on the back foot. We're going to open our hands. We're going to open the palms from punch and just pull back. It's almost like you're just drawing back. And then you push to the front first, push your weight to the front foot and you push up a little. Notice how I came up on the heel. I'm on the toe lifting the heel. So I can pivot on the toe and pivot on the heel to come back for an open and close. Let's do that in detail. Open and close, brush the knee right, weight to the left foot, step out to the right and brush the hand over the knee. Bring your weight to the left foot and play the lute. My right toe comes up in the air a little. As I take a step, the weight comes down that right foot, come up on my left heel, take a step, heel, parry, bring weight down on the full foot as the toe comes down, the right heel comes up, take a step, and I think I got out of sequence, and punch. Let's do that again. I'll try to stay in sequence. Open and close, brush the knee, weight to the right foot, rock back on the left, weight to the right foot, take a step, weight to the left foot, take a step, weight to the right foot and punch, weight to the left foot, draw back, push the mountain, come up on that left toe, pivot, pivot on the heel and open and close. That is a little tricky. Don't worry if you don't get it quickly. That just takes some time and practice. In my notes, it'll be described to help you remember what to do. Also, when you finish, close the mountain and you come back forward. If your feet are wide apart, that just tells you you've been taking too large of a step. So if that's the case, start taking smaller steps. So open and close, weight to your left foot. Left hand forward, take a step to the right, push out over the right knee, come up on that left toe, and then correct that back foot. Weight to the back foot as you play the lute. Parry left hand under right as you take a step. Parry right under left as you take a step. Punch as you take a step. Weight goes to the back foot as you block or close or pull back. It's got so many names. Push the mountain. You'll come up on your Your left heel will come up, or your back heel if you're mirroring me. Pivot on that back toe, pivot on the front heel, open and close, and you're back where you started. There's your open and close and your open and close, which defines the brush the knee sequence. And if you've taken enough classes that you're starting to combine them in your home practice, then that defines where you transition to single whip, or you could do brush the knee right and then open and close, brush the knee left, or you could throw in a single whip left in the middle. However you want to mix and match the sequences. You can take these two forms and two directions, and you could make it into a half-hour practice if you should so choose. Just start with commencement and end with what I teach you in a minute about closing. So let's do a little more practice on this sequence now that we've covered all the forms. Open and close. I inhale for the open and exhale for the close, and I relax my body on the close. That's a reminder to me that I need to relax the body and soften the knees and shoulders. Bring my weight to the left foot, left hand comes forward, step out to the right, brush the knee, bring the weight to the back foot, and I'm going to rock my weight back to the rear foot as I play the lute. My right hand is going high. Whichever hand was low, it now goes high. Low hand turns up, high hand turns palm down, and you take a step on that front foot. Use that left foot to take a step, flip the hands. The high hand faces down, the lower hand faces up, and you parry. Take a step with that back foot, make fist, and back wrist goes over right wrist. Rock your weight to the back foot, and then push the mountain. As your weight goes to the front foot, and you pivot on the back toe, you pivot on the back of the front heel, and you open and close. I'm going to turn my back to you, and we'll do that a couple of times. If you're new to this, don't let it overwhelm you. It does come with time. Open and close. Brush the knee. Step out to the right. Bring your weight back to on the back foot as you play the lute. You'll notice my forward toe comes up as I do this because I'm just rocking to my back foot. Let's do that again. Open and close. Weight to the left foot. Step out to the right. I'm stepping out heel, toe, and as I push that hand out over the right knee, my back foot, I come up on the toe and then correct it. And as I come back on that rear heel, that's when I play the lute and my forward toe comes up. There's that rocking. For the next form, parry, I'm losing my balance. Next form, parry, I'm going to turn the low hand up. The up hand faces down as far as palm. Bring the weight to that forward foot and parry left under right. That brings me up on my back toe. I'm going to take that back foot and take a step. That's my heel. Flip the hand so that the forward hand is palm down, the back hand is palm up. And I take a step onto that forward foot as I parry. I came up on my back toe. Take a step with that back foot, and we're going to punch. So that's when the weight goes to the forward foot, and I'm flat on both feet as I punch. Draw back. Push the mountain, come up on that back toe, pivot on the back toe, pivot on the front heel, open and close. We'll do it again. Find your wuji. It's important that finding your wuji also involves finding relaxation into the form. It's not just standing tall and being there. It's being in your wuji, relaxing your knees, your shoulders, even a little bit of relaxed breath. Even if you spend a moment and just take a couple of nice, comfortable breaths into your abdomen. It matters. It sets your mind up psychologically for what you're going to be doing in your practice next. Hands at heart center with an open and close. Let's open and close. Brush the knee right. Left hand goes forward. I'm looking at the palm. My right hand just drifts down to the side. My weight goes to my left leg. Turn and step with the right foot, heel. Left hand is coming in toward the face. turns and goes out over the right knee. You're going to find yourself putting your weight onto that right foot as it goes flat on the floor. Correct that back foot so it points the same direction. Bring your weight back to that back foot as you play the lute. We're going to parry left hand under right as I step to the right foot. Parry right under left as I step on the left foot. Punch as I step on the right foot. Bring my weight back to my left foot as I pull back. And then I'm going to push that mountain. And you push the mountain just a little down and a little up. It's not a big motion. It's just a little down and a little up, which brings you up on your left toe, which is the back foot. And then you pivot on that toe and you pivot on the other heel for an open and a close. I'm going to start with you with universal posture and commencement, and then I'm going to flip around. So find your Wuji. We're going to do the whole thing. Commencement. Rotate the shoulders. Allow the shoulders to drop as you settle into your knees. Hands come in toward belly button and up the chest. Step out with that left foot. Reach forward. Bring the right foot to join. Elbows down, open, and close. Brush the knee right. Left hand forward. Step out to the right and push the left hand over the right knee and correct that back foot and play the lute. Parry. Parry. Punch. Draw back. Push the mountain. Pivot on that back toe. Pivot on that front heel. That brings you back where you started for an open and a close. And when you finish your sequence for the day, when you're just finished with your practice, you allow the arms to go out, palms down, and rotate down on an exhale. And you just let everything go. The other closing, which is one I prefer, is the hands come out, raise up to about throat or chest level, and then they push down. So inhale and exhale. Usually we do 3 of these to close off. It's called returning energy to the earth, or gathering energy from the universe, pushing down your spine to the earth. Nice. Now, if you'd like to come seated. Okay, let me get my water. I desperately need it. You guys may need a drink too. Okay. Let's see. Let me get back to my slides so that we can okay, just a quick summary. Tai Chi is intended to be a slow, mindful movement practice. Don't worry if we're moving kind of quickly in class. Don't worry if your initial practice at home seems kind of quick. We have to learn the mechanics. So in class, I have to share with you the physical mechanics and all these little recommended principles, but you'll take those with you. And if you decide to practice between class, eventually you'll be able to slow it down in your private practice. Now in class, I'll try to take it slowly, but we're limited by time. So it's up to you if you want to take it personally and make it a little more slow and mindfully. But if you're new to it, don't worry about it being don't worry if initially it's very mechanical and feeling quick. You got to get through that phase. You have to learn the mechanics of the forms before you can turn it into that slow, mindful movement practice. Whatever you do, don't get frustrated with it. Come back to class, read the descriptions I send you. And if there's a problem with one of the forms, ask me about it, maybe at the first of class, so that I can demo it during class. The practice I recommend at home, 5 minutes a day. Just find 5 minutes a day, maybe in the morning or evening or even lunchtime, when you can set aside a few minutes of personal time, it'll make a major difference. If you like doing it in silence, that's perfect. Whatever relaxes you. If the silence relaxes you, then that's perfect for your practice. I like practice with some sort of soft, easy listening music. Sometimes I will put up something that's classical and soft. Sometimes nature sounds. I love practicing outdoors, though in our culture, sometimes outdoor nature sounds is traffic going by, unfortunately. But whatever sounds, whatever relaxes you, those are the great sounds to play while you're practicing. And you may want to try sharing this practice with your friends and family. Um, there's no reason you can't bring your grandkids into this. I'll tell you, my nephew and niece, actually now my grandnephew and niece, are fascinated by what I'm doing with Tai Chi and yoga. They love to get involved when they're around me. So share it with the family. Thank you for joining me today at Get Set Up. If you're having some experiences that you're interested in sharing, and I hope you are, you can put them on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Or if you don't care to do that yourself, just email Liz. Liz is our guru for social media at Get Set Up. So email Liz at getsetup.io. Tell her about your experience, and she'll put it on our blog so that others can be influenced by your experiences. If you're looking for classes that are related to this, the primary relationship is with Qigong because Tai Chi is built from Qigong. Slow flow yoga is a really good practice to try too. I highly recommend. I teach yoga, and I think when it comes to yoga, yin yoga and slow flow yoga are two of the best, other than my Kundalini. My next classes are, well, more of this, Tai Chi for beginners. My very next class, I think, is tomorrow, and I'll be doing single whip practice tomorrow. And of course, I do something called Tai Chi Shibashi. If you haven't tried that, please come give it a try. It is Tai Chi, but it's done rather differently. We don't learn a formal sequence. It's 18 exercises that were created, that were defined in a sequence so that we end up working every part of the body, every joint, every muscle. So you don't have to memorize it. You can just show up, do the warm-ups with me, and follow me through the Shibashi 18. I never ask you to memorize it, though if you come often enough, you'll start catching on to the exercises more quickly than if you're cold to them. But you don't have to practice between classes. Of course you can. Shibashi is a great practice every day just to get us feeling good, best especially in the morning. It's a great way to start the day. Kundalini yoga. It's therapeutic yoga designed thousands of years ago and based on a technology that came out of the Punjab region in India. I teach it for chair, but also for mat. So tell me if you've got a mat and I'll give you the appropriate descriptions in class too. I have 2 classes a week. I think I have one tonight at 6:30 Eastern time. So if you're not busy, come join me tonight and try Kundalini yoga. If you've ever done what most people in this country do is Hatha yoga, and I kind of call it gym yoga, you'll find that Kundalini is different. Kundalini is not postures that you either can do or can't do. Kundalini is movements that everybody can do. And you make it as hard or as easy as you want to, depending on how many times you repeat it. If I do something for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and if you've had enough after 1 minute, you can cut that particular exercise short. But you can do the movement. It's just whether you want to do it for as long as I propose it. So you design your class. Every class, every exercise you design for how you feel that day. It's great for us even if we're 110 years old. And just recently, I started a fitness class called Sit and Get Fit. It's radically different from my other teachings because it is more aerobic. It's chair-based, and it's to make us build a little bit, definitely aerobic power. I teach one Saturday morning, and I teach one Sunday evening. Sunday evening will be more vigorous than Saturday morning. So if you want something vigorous, come join me Sunday evening. If you definitely want to pursue fitness, but keep it gentle, come join me Saturday morning, or try both of them and see which one suits you. Maybe you think you want gentle, but you enjoy the vigorous, or vice versa. I'll send you some notes today, and I'll list you the the forms we did, and I'll give you a description in words of each form that'll help you if you choose to practice at home. I'm also going to propose to you 3 other classes that might be of interest to you. They probably will not be related to what I teach. This is a way to introduce you to things that you may not have considered taking. So give them consideration, maybe click on one of them and book it and give something new a try. But please click the give feedback button. If you click that button, you're going to get this little screen. You can see it's not very big. It's just this little square over on the right of the screen. And here you can rate my class that you just took from 1 to 5 stars. And you can give a comment about it, pro or con. If you got something you like or you didn't like, you can rate the guide. You can 1 to 5 stars about me, and you can add a comment, pro or con. I will take the music reaction today to heart, and I won't play that particular music again. Now that I know that the reverberating effort in it can be annoying, I will just cancel using that music moving forward. Translation, you don't have to criticize that. I'm not going to do it again. Criticize it if you want to, but there'll be no need. Down here, you can tell us what we could improve. And by we, I mean get set up in general. If there's something you can suggest to improve on Get Set Up, put it here. Or maybe there's just something else you'd want to learn. Maybe you've always wanted to learn how to ride a horse using an English saddle. Put it in here. You know, you may find out there's 10 other people who want to learn how to ride a horse using an English saddle. Or maybe you want to learn what the heck an English saddle is. Put that in here. So anything that you're curious about that you would like to learn, recommend it in here and then click done. Don't forget to click done because it doesn't get registered otherwise. We're a community, people. Every time you show up for class, you're attending this community. And I think it's a great community. So spread the word. Tell your friends, tell your relatives, tell your parents, you know, tell everybody that Get Set Up is such a great opportunity for us to get together and share. And it's worldwide. Isn't that wonderful? That's one great thing. Internet has a lot of downside, but boy, I tell you, some of the communication opening up worldwide is great. If you have an interest that's not covered on Get Set Up, please consider being the host for an interest group on that subject. Maybe you love knitting. Maybe you love knitting sweaters. Well, you know what? If you do an interest group on knitting sweaters, you and a bunch of friends are going to get together in that group and chat about what you can do better, what you've done wrong, things that you've done that you want to share, maybe patterns to share. So come and chat about what you're interested in. You will find out there's other people that want to chat about it too. And you just start the class. You open up the session, start the chat, and let it go. We partner with assisted living facilities. We partner with senior living organizations and government agencies, state agencies, and community organizations. If you're related to any of those in any way and you have the contact information, please send it to us. Just email it to help@getsetup.io because we want to reach out to them and see if they're interested in partnering with us. Now, Victor did record the session for us today. And if you want a copy of today's session to practice till I see you again, feel free to email help@getsetup.io and tell them you'd like a copy. Now here, it's something new. If you like taking classes with me, and I really hope you do, you can go to this website address, getsetup.io/series, SERIS/Ty. And you will get a screen of just the classes I teach. And each one of them is going to have the date and time of my next class. And you can book it right from there. So like if you want to take more Tai Chi for beginners, you can go to that website address and click on Tai Chi for beginners and sign up for the next class. This will be in my notes too. So you don't have to copy this down right here, but it'll be at the bottom of my notes. And I hope you'll use it to sign up for my future classes, because I'd like to have you come back often, especially if you want to try some of the other classes like Shibashi. Okay, that's it. So let me, oh, I'm still using the wrong camera. Let's come back to the other camera. And thanks for hanging in there with me today. Always good to see you guys. You guys are getting to where I recognize you so well. And I love that. Again, it brings up the sense of community. We have a few minutes. Let me look at chat and see if anything else came up other than the annoying music. Let's see.
Ty, I have a question.
Go for it.
I see on the schedule a class that says Tai Chi for Beginners Replay. Can you explain what that is? The description is not clear.
You know, this is something very new. They're taking some of our recordings and they're posting them at different times and calling it a replay. And one thing that I'm seeing that's confusing, and I'm going to chat with the people above me at Get Set Up, is a lot of the ones that say Tai Chi for Beginners replay are showing the guide to be Marge instead of me.
Exactly, it is.
You saw that. Yeah, that's confusing. Marge is our lead support person. She's a great woman with all this technology, but she's obviously not your Tai Chi guy. So I think that's confusing people a lot too. But basically, they're trying to make these recordings available to people who missed it and people who are in time zones that can't sign up for it, such as when I do an 8 o'clock class, that's really hard for somebody in Pacific time. So they're trying to put these replays at times that Pacific time people can get to them. So that's the logic behind it. So, but yeah, the ones that say Tai Chi for Beginners are my classes, just at different times. And they're basically the recordings that you can order if you attended that class. Thanks for asking. I'm glad to talk about that.
Ty,
Yes.
can you get all these classes on TV? I have a smart TV and everything is hooked up to my Wi-Fi, you know?
You just want to cast it over to your TV?
Yeah, I never did that cast. Well, that's
Well,
mirroring or casting or something.
It's called casting. Well, mirroring is a term too.
That's something else.
But what I have found is Zoom does not support that.
Oh, this
But
is-
there's a big but here. There's a big but here. But
Yeah.
your browser, if you're using Chrome,
Mhm.
Chrome
Yeah.
will do it.
Oh,
So what you
good to
can
know.
do
okay.
is have the class displayed on your desktop.
Mhm.
Go into Chrome, and up in the upper right hand corner, there's I think it's 3 dots or 9 dots. I'm not sure which, but you can open up that menu, and there'll be an option called Cast, C-A-S-T.
Okay. All right,
And when
I'll
you
try that.
cast it, it's going to ask you where, and you want to say cast to that TV, but you also want to say cast from my desktop.
Right.
And
right.
anything, it's literally anything on your desktop, whether it's Zoom or photo, whatever, you can cast to that TV using Chrome.
Okay, because I've been doing stuff with YouTube on the TV. You know.
See, YouTube supports casting.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm learning.
Zoom does not.
Learning little by little.
But again, you can trick it by just letting Chrome do the casting for you, but cast your
Okay.
desktop. I just discovered
Okay.
this 2 days ago myself.
Didn't even know.
So I'm really glad you asked because I act like I know something.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
I wish I could tell you the name of the menu, but I actually, I think it's the 9 dots, which is called the hamburger icon, I think.
That's what they call that. Oh, nice.
So if you click on that, you should be able to cast. And if it's tricky, go to help, email help and say, this is what I'm trying to do, and see if they can direct you with better words than I gave you.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. I've put a few things in the.
They try hard.
thing.
And
Yeah, they did.
this casting is something a lot of I have one of my students, even before Get Set Up, was trying to do it on her tablet and couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, she doesn't have Chrome. She has an Apple tablet without Chrome. So she's trying to get Chrome loaded so that she can do the casting.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Chrome will come through even when Zoom won't do it for us. So
Okay.
thank you for asking. I love
Good to
acting like I know
know.
something
Good
with
to know.
technology, So
Yeah. Good.
we're
to know.
over time, so I'm going to have to rush and say goodbye. But thank you guys for coming,
Bye,
and great
everybody.
questions, by the way.
Thank you, Tom.
See you soon.
day.